Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well, dear sweet friends. I really do hope that, mate. How you doing? Good? Good? Alright, wicked. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily, every single ruddy day, daily series here on Football Therapy, where I discuss what's being said around the Blues and a couple of big sensational stories to talk about today. We're going to reflect on the Juventus #injury crisis. Their two talismanic players, two of the three at least, out injured for the Chelsea clash. We'll reflect on that story. Maybe talk a little bit about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We'll see how we feel. Also, Antonio Rudiger snubs new Chelsea deal. So saith a crap brag to be paid 400k a week. Sounds nice, doesn't it? By Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or something. We're going to reflect on that headline too as well, of course. Do consider helping me out by dropping a like on the video. Hey, only if you want to show some sweet love and appreciation. You're welcome to subscribe to this channel too for daily content, of course. Feel free to follow me on Instagram for sensational, scintillating, exclusive nudes and a totally wonderful and free experience. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. That's right, OneFootball. The app on your phone that gives you all information, detailed data about football matches, about your club, as well as your country's national team, general transfer news and gossip, everything you'll ever want in the palm of your hand, on your phone, totally free. Click the link in the description to go check out OneFootball now, totally free. Thanks guys, that's very sweet of you for clicking on that. And yeah, let's have a look at some news then. Sky Sports. I'd say it's a little bit more reputable than the second newspaper, website, publication we're going to be looking at. But let's start with Sky Sports. Reporting on Juventus versus Chelsea. Injured Paulo Dybala and Alvaro Morata ruled out of the Champions League group clash. Paulo Dybala and Alvaro Morata were both forced off in Juventus' win over Sampdoria on Sunday and have been ruled out for the next two games, including Chelsea's visit to Turin in the Champions League this Wednesday. Massive for Chelsea. Of course, we don't like to celebrate injuries, but what luck! Both of them coming off in the same game as well. And off the bat, you know Morata was going to haunt Chelsea. You know how football works, the narrative. A player that didn't do well at a previous club comes back and scores against them. I'm thinking Angel Di Maria to Man United in the Champions League. That kind of vibes. You can see it happening. Juventus duo Paulo Dybala and Alvaro Morata have been ruled out of the Champions League. Dybala suffering a thigh problem in Sunday's City out win over Sampdoria. Withdrawn. Oh, in tears. We don't like to see that. God, it must be bad. Only 2 games out though, so I hope, hopefully not that bad injury. Just 22 minutes after scoring the side's opener, while Morata also came off with 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Interesting. Manager Massimiliano Allegri, get there in the end, don't we? Confirmed both players will miss the tie at the Juventus Stadium. It's called the Allianz Arena, isn't it? And the subsequent derby with Torino. But he hopes to have them both back after the international break. Okay, yeah, of course, so there's the international break, which gives them both ample time to heal. There will be neither... Okay, quote, they will be neither against Chelsea nor Torino, he told Sky in Italy, following the 3-2 win at the, what are they calling it, Juventus Stadium? After the derby, there will be a break. Wait, hold on. Is it the Allianz? I know that's Bayern Stadium. I thought it was Juventus one as well, the old lady. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. What's the Juventus Stadium called? This is part of the season. Now it happens to us later on. It will happen to someone else. It's part of the game. Very philosophical there from Allegri. You have to be good at playing these games, even with the absent players. Very true. Juventus and Chelsea are joint top of Group H, and the news will come to a boost, as a boost to Thomas Tuchel's side, who have their own concerns regarding the fitness of Reece James. Of course, he's twisted his ankle on Saturday. Dybala and Morata both scored in Juve's 3-0 win away to Malmo in the weeks ago, while Chelsea beat Zenit. Yeah, so basically we got 1 goal from Lukaku. Remember, we struggled in that game. We needed a bit of a Romelu Lukaku header to dig us out, so Yeah, Tuchel. So let's talk about Reece James before we move on. Reece James he's twisted his ankle, according to the manager Thomas Tuchel, and the defender will be assessed to determine its full extent in the coming days. Reece James was really, really good in the cup. Him and Trevor Chalobah. I think Reece James might have won man of the match. I think we would have fared better against Manchester City had he not come off, so he could have actually got behind Grealish a bit more. Actually got some constant and, let's be real, immaculate service to Romelu Lukaku on the regs, because that's what Reece James can offer. So he had a collision with Grealish, and he attempted to go on, had to come off. Tuchel said he's twisted his ankle. It was very painful for him. I have no other news on it at this stage, but we'll have to see in the coming days, next few days. Right, so before we move on, Morata and Dybala being out is huge for Chelsea. They're the sort of goal scorers. Juventus aren't doing well at the moment. We absolutely have to beat Juventus, in my opinion, even away at the old lady. Dybala is obviously their sort of talismanic-ish player. Morata scoring goals for them of late, despite their poor form. And of course, there's the narrative with Chelsea. You just knew that would have been on. You knew it, didn't you? So that's kind of a really good opportunity for us to get the win away from home. They do have a certain Federico Chiesa that I'm assuming is fit and good to go, which of course you could argue is one of the three sort of relatively young talismanic players. Actually, I don't know how young Dybala and Morata are now. They're in their prime, I think. And of course, Chiesa is quite younger. So they'll have threats, of course. They might be looking to play a little bit more pragmatic. Reece James is a massive loss for Chelsea in all competitions now for the month plus he's going to be out for. He did look like he was coming onto his own. We're going to have to play more pragmatic with probably Cesar Azpilicueta playing as right wing back over, let's be honest, probably Callum Hudson-Odoi for the moment. So that is frustrating for us. I will, I guess, do maybe tomorrow a predicted lineup for this game. A little spoiler now, though. I would really like to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek maybe start this game just because he's changing the dynamic of how we look at the moment, and maybe we need a little bit of that in the midfield, something a little bit fresh, something to add a little bit of spice. Ball progressing with strength and technical ability from sort of low positions, driving up the pitch. A little bit different to perhaps the dribbling of Kovacic and N'Golo Kante, the way they do it. He's just super direct, big and strong, so I would like to see that. Let's talk about, and first off, trigger warning, this is The Sun. Obviously, consolidating information from other publications, but we're going to talk about this. Here it is. God, I hate reading The Sun. I really shouldn't be doing this, but I react to news here on this channel and here on this series, Chelsea News. So we move and we continue on, friends. Alf Rudiger. Ugh, Jesus. Take a deep breath, everyone. Antonio Rudiger snubs Chelsea new contract and will join Bayern Munich or Real Madrid in £400,000 per week deal. I don't think any player at Bayern Munich is on 400k a week. Bearing in mind, Chelsea have offered him 140k and he wants about 200. Understandably, he wants about 200. Let's have a look here then. Antonio Rudiger has decided not to sign a new Chelsea deal and will reportedly join Bayern Munich or Real Madrid on a free transfer at the end of the season. Chelsea's 28-year-old German defender has decided to leave Stamford Bridge in the summer, according to reports, with a number of Europe's top clubs in the running. So where is this coming from off the bat? I mean, we were all hearing stuff like, yeah, he wants to stay at Chelsea. Generally, that's the more likely thing. They just need to find a financial agreement. And now could this be an agent leaking thing? To try and really push over that contract negotiation over the edge to get his money. His contract expires in June, and despite Chelsea's attempt to convince Rudiger to stay, he's already got his eye on a potential move to European giants Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, according to Marca. The Blues have offered Rudiger a new deal worth £5.5 million a year, but the German's agent is asking for £8.5 With Real Madrid's well-publicised financial issues, a return to Germany could be the most likely outcome. Of course, Real Madrid in all kinds of stinky financial problems, and they want both Haaland and Mbappe. Mbappe, of course, would be a free transfer, so they'd probably save all their wages up for him. So I'm saving all my wage for you. Sorry. Who left Stuttgart for Roma in 2015? Of course, we bought him from Roma. Bayern Munich boss Julian Nagelsmann has spoken publicly about his admiration for Rudiger. Here we ruddy go. Quote, "He has made fantastic progress. Thomas Tuchel has handled him extremely well since taking charge. He was previously on the scrap heap at Chelsea." True. Well, not exactly true. He did actually come back in under Frank Lampard, which people forgot. It's Alonso that was fully on the scrap heap. But he is one of the most important members of their defence. He's incredibly good fighting spirit, and he's a very good defender. I'll always think it's great when a player lives up to his job description, and that's always the case with Tony. He's really, really good, and I would love him as a free transfer at the club I am managing here in Bayern Munich. The 47-cap German international has been a key player for Chelsea under Tuchel, and fans would be disappointed to see him leave after his incredible resurgence. True, and true. Rudiger looks like he might be on his way out of Stamford Bridge before Tuchel took over last season, but since has become an ever-present in Chelsea's back three. He joined the West London club for £29 million, a bargain, ladies and gentlemen, in hindsight. Much like, the likes of Edouard Mendy for 22 million and N'Golo Kante for 30 million, Azpilicueta for 7 million. Let's not talk about certain other players. Back in 2017, when Conte was in charge, he has since won the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Europa League, and the UEFA Super Cup in just 4 full seasons at the club, despite falling out of favour for a spell. Let's have it right, okay? So Rudiger wasn't this superstar defender that was snubbed by all these managers. He was okay, He's only become this, he's only just got this profile under Tuchel. When he came in under Conte, he sort of played a little bit, he was kind of like a sort of, just maybe slightly better than an Emerson Palmieri, sort of, I don't know, Zappa Costa, these kind of signings that were sort of starting, not signing, covering, but not, in and out. He was going to be the sort of next part of the back three, but were we sure about him? Sorry, yeah, it was alright. He played next to David Luiz for a bit, but he was never great. Other players also played. Lampard, he was awful in Lampard's first season when he was playing as well. There was an extended period of time where Antonio Rudiger played for Chelsea and was awful. Just what it is. It was what it is. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. But he's awesome right now, of course, and that's the most important. He's played all 6 Premier League games so far and will play a vital part of their attempt to try and win the league for the first time since 2016-17. Marca suggests there's a possibility that Rudiger will stay at Chelsea if they match his colossal wage demands, but a move abroad is far more likely at this stage. I think this might be agent stuff. He could emulate Austrian defender David Alaba by becoming the latest big name to move on a free transfer after resigning, not going to Bayern, interestingly. Rudiger will be free to negotiate with other clubs from January, and the race for his signature could be fascinating to watch. As Europe's top clubs compete for the 6'3" centre-back, he could triple his wages with a move with both Bayern Munich and Juventus prepared to offer the German a staggering 400k per week. He reportedly earns around 100... He doesn't even earn that much. I think he earns 100k a week at Chelsea, and we've just offered him 140k. That's what some report suggests, so it would be 4 times as much, actually. Which is not even half of... where's this coming from? Lukaku's not on 325k a week. Is he? I read he was on 200k a week. Where are these wages coming from? It's more okay, it's just a Son hierarchy thing, which I'm not sure we believe. Let's have a look here. Kai Havertz is not on 310k a week. This is just nonsense. Hudson-Odoi, I think, is on 120k. I don't even think Kepa's on that much. Where do they get this from? This is just nonsense. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about this. Obviously, the situation still stands with Rudiger. Amazing defender, playing really well right now. Chelsea, as negotiators, ignore that graphic we just looked at. That's almost certainly entirely false. Chelsea, as superb negotiators, as a institution with, of course, Marina Granovskaya at the helm, don't like getting taken for a ride, and especially by agents. They'll probably offer them something that they think is very fair. Ultimately, you could say their pride will be their downfall because they'll end up spending a lot more buying in a new player of an elite level to match Rudiger and then giving him wages of, an elite player. They'll end up losing loads of money. So you have to think about it like that. But at the same time, yeah, Rudiger's been amazing. But whatever, we move. If he has to go, he has to go. Generally, our system's very, very good, smart defensively. If we played a back three of Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, and Andreas Christensen on the left, the quality doesn't really drop down that much. And then you have people like Chalobah, maybe a Koundé comes in. Do you know what I mean? We'll survive without him. But like many of you, would like to keep Antonio Rudiger, certainly, especially if it just saves not buying a new defender. Anyway, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let's start up a conversation about it in the comment section. Do drop a like, it helps me out a lot here in the dark, stinky abyss that is the YouTube algorithm. And do go check out OneFootball by clicking the link in the description. Sweet friends, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.